Hey everybody, welcome back to day 2 of vocabulary. And remember, yesterday you learned 8 new words and their definitions. And today we're going to look at how those words are used in sentences. The first one is shape, shaping, shaped. And our sentence to go with this first picture right here is the birds shaped their nest out of mud and twigs. And remember, that means to form. The steep cliffs were shaped by the Colorado River. And again, shape means to form something. Our next word is branch or branches. It's a noun. Mowgli swung across the branches in the jungle. And if you notice, the branch comes off of that main trunk or the main part of the tree. And the same way with this one, if you notice that branch is hanging off of a tree or coming out of a tree, and they're thinner and longer. And the second sentence is the branch broke when the boy jumped on it. Our next word is pond. It is a noun, so we can have ponds. And our first sentence is, did you see the cat playing on the frozen pond? Do you see what he's chasing? Watch. Isn't that cute? He thinks he can get him because he sees him moving. That's funny, isn't it? And then the next one, the beautiful fairy set by the enchanted pond. And remember, a pond is smaller than a lake, and it usually has land or rock or something all the way around it. So this is a very small pond, and so is this one. And you see a waterfall going into the pond, and then the pond is around, and it would be all round behind her. Our next word is usually an adjective, and it's deep, deeper, deepest. Remember, when you add the ER, you're comparing two things. When you add the EST, you're comparing more than two things. Whales swim to the deepest part of the ocean. Unusual fish can be found deep underwater. Ooh, how would you like to run into that fish? Look at those teeth. That's scary. And yes, whales have been known to dive to some of the deepest parts or depths of the ocean of any other animal that lives in the sea. Okay, our next word is beak. It's a noun, beaks. Big Bird's beak is long and yellow. Now, do you notice how the beak belongs to Big Bird? So we use the apostrophe S. The pretty parrot has a short, sharp beak. Oh, isn't it a sweet little, it likes being rubbed and petted. And here is the beak on Big Bird, and here is that sharp, short, hard part of the bird right here in the front. Our next word is a verb, and it's break, breaking, broke. Buster Keaton's car suddenly broke into pieces. Jim is breaking all of the glass plates in the kitchen. And if you notice, car belongs to Buster Keaton. So we have the apostrophe S. And Buster Keaton was one of the most famous comics in the early 1900s. I believe this video right here is from 1907 or 1904, somewhere right there, over 100 years ago. I love his movies. He's hilarious, very funny. And remember that break means to go into more than two smaller parts. This word is hang. That's our base word. Hanging, hung. Irregular verb right there. Garfield is hanging from the long branch on the tree. If you notice, here's the main part of the tree like we talk about. And then the branch is that smaller piece that comes off. And then it goes out to smaller branches. And then these would be twigs out here. And then the second sentence, the hanging baskets contain 4 large cats. So hanging, meaning that you are attached to something, but nothing underneath you. This is not wind this week, it's wind. Wind, winding, wound. We traveled on the dangerous winding road. The signs warned us of a winding road ahead. So, see the sign warning the people that there's going to be a very curvy, folding back on each other, curvy road, a winding road. And this would be the dangerous winding road that they would have been driving on. And maybe it's dangerous because it's a little bit wet. And then as you're going, you have to slow down because if you notice, there's no guardrails right there. So wind, winding, wound. And it means to go back and forth when something winds. And that's your words used in sentences today. So I hope you're practicing vocabulary and spelling on Spelling City. I hope maybe that you're working with these words and trying to write with these words in your writing. And I will leave it to Mr. Young now to teach you about vocabulary tomorrow. Have a great day.